Well, hello and welcome back to the allotment, where I'm on with potting on, finally, the peppers. And to be fair, these should have been done a while ago, but what with the allium leaf miner and all that, I've been distracted. Still got quite a lot to do. I'm going to be really relieved once I've potted these on, because then once I know that the greenhouse is set up for them, I can get out there, I can get the garden planted up, and then I can just concentrate on going around the beds and making sure we don't have any more weeds. Obviously in between I'll be doing some direct sowing. I might even be sowing some stuff in here, such as swede and turnip. So I am going to start this. Now what I normally do is use a general purpose, nice little handy bags these. Not too heavy, you know what I mean, so you can mix up exactly how many you need. I think they're 10 litre bags. I use normal multi-purpose compost, and then I also put in some of this organic soil conditioner. So I'll probably put about 4 of the small bags in, then maybe a quarter to a half maybe of the soil conditioner, and then the magic ingredient, which is this, and it smells Vitax Grow Organic, really good stuff. I put that in, and all I do in this is 3 scoops and mix it in. And let me tell you, if we had smelly vision, you'd be able to smell this. Right, so I put my peppers into pots of this size, and I'm hoping that I've got enough pots, because I am hoping to do about 22 plants in here once they're all potted on, and I don't know if I've got enough, but I will nip over to Martin, because Martin offered me some the other week. So the first ones we're going to get going are the Zebrons, that were kindly donated to me by Jimmy over at Plot 41B. And if you're not subscribed to Jimmy, have a nip over. Does some sterling work there, does Jimmy. Such a nice bloke. So Jimmy, that's what the Zebrons are looking like now. Lovely root system. As I say, maybe a couple of weeks late from being potted on, but I'm sure they'll go well. I always like to leave a couple of inches in the pot so that if I want to top water, you know, things are not spilling over the sides. So that's the first one. Where's that label gone now? Ah, there we go. I'll stick the label in there. So yeah, so the plan is to get these potted on, get that garden planted, and then hopefully get on with the weeding. Lily's bed down at the bottom ain't looking too clever. Loads of weeds in it, and those volunteer potatoes. So I'm going to have to crack on and get that done. I don't like weeds, I don't like it. They sneak up on you. So hopefully we won't be far on when I can concentrate on just looking after the plot. Right, what I'll do is I'll motor on with these, and when I've made headway, or when I'm coming up to the next batch of peppers, I'll come back to you. Right, some more compost in here. So there's the 8 Zebrons, all potted on, ready to go. I've come outside just to get a breather. It's so warm in there, and as I say, I normally set myself up using the trestle table, but as you can see, my onions and garlic are drying on there, so I can't do it. So I'm having to do everything in the greenhouse. Right, that suffices now. I'll get back in and let's get on to the next lot, which are California Wonder. Again, Jimmy, thank you very much. These seeds have served me very, very well, mate. Much appreciated. Right, let's get these in here. Yeah, I've been still getting a lot of information regards the leaf miner. So much knowledge out there. You know, you're learning constantly. I didn't know that the leaf miner could affect other plants. So I suppose they call it allium leaf miner because it's on alliums. But somebody was telling me that the leaf miner can damage beetroot as well, which I didn't know. You know, every day is a school day. Right, so let's crack on. So there's the California Wonder. They're in there. Now I've just got one more variety to go, and that's Frigitello. I've grown this one for years and years, and it's always done me well, never let me down. A little bit of dodginess with the germination this year, but as a plant, when it comes through, I get absolutely loads of peppers off this one. So there she goes. That's the first one, the Frigitello. Get that one outside. I'll see you when I've done the rest. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 2025 seasons sweet peppers. They're all looking really, really healthy. And with the bad news I got the other day about the onions and the leaf miner, I'm feeling very optimistic for these peppers. Right, now for fitting them in the greenhouse. Now I did do a little bit of tidying in anticipation of doing this potting on. But even still, it's going to be very tight. These are the 4 California Wonder that I've got left. So I shall put those on here, like these. And I'm giving a couple of those to my business partner and my next door neighbour. So, first off, we will put in the Frigitello. So we've got 7 of those, so let's see if we can get all those down this side. I like things ordered. It just keeps my mind free of clutter. If an area is cluttered, then I believe that you can't think straight. So let's get these in. Frigitello. See how they go. It might be that they can't just go side by side. I'll have to sort of stagger them like so. There's people garden and grow in different ways. I am a bit of a neat freak, and things have to be in a way that's easy on the eye for me. But then there are some gardeners that As I say, there's a guy down in the bottom corner, Andrew. He's knocking on in years, a bit older than me. And he gardens literally in amongst the weeds. He'll just clear a patch and put his stuff in, and you know, he's happy with it. He knows where it is. And believe you me, at the end of the season, he gets fantastic crop, a really, really good crop. But that would not do for me at all. Right. So there we have the Frigitellos. And what I will do first of all is I'll top water these, and then after that it'll just be bottom watered in the tray. Right, leave me to fight with the rest of these and the greenhouse, and I'll come back to you. With a little bit of to-ing and fro-ing, the peppers are in their final positions. I'll take you in so you can have a little closer look. So down the bottom we've got 2 cucumbers. They're going to be scrambled along the bottom of the bench. And then we have the Frigitello, all stood to attention, ready for inspection. Over onto the back or rear rank is the California Wonder. And just below them I've got the 2 pots with the yard long beans, which, to be honest, are looking much better for being potted on and being in the greenhouse. So yet again, thank you very much, Danny, over at Grow Up. Much appreciated. And I'm sure you all know Danny, but if you don't, I'll bob a link in the comments below. Nip over and give him a subscribe. And on this side we've got the Frigitello. So now I normally do very well with my peppers, but I'm not going to say anything. I said that about the onions and look what happened. So the only thing now that I need to do in here is to pot this aubergine on. And I'm going to do that in a moment. But next, it's what do I feed my sweet corn? So, a lot of people ask me, what is it that you're feeding your sweet corn? Now, these are very healthy looking specimens, and obviously they're going well because they're in the greenhouse setting, but they're very, very, very greedy plants are these. So you've got to make sure that you give them a good feed so you can keep them nice and green like this, and they get the cobs set for you. So what I use is, again, I'm holding that right close to me, it absolutely stinks. It's Vitax Grow Organic, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'll get a scoop out for you. I think it's mixed up with all different manures, but it's really finely sieved, so that works well. And what I tend to do with the sweet corn, last year my sweet corn were looking great, and I fed them with this, and they set some lovely cobs, and they were really big, and yeah, the rats got them. So this year, all I do is I just put a sprinkling around the base of the plants, and oh, I've got my shoulder. Jeez, I don't know, aches and pains. But I dread to think what I'd be like if I didn't come down to the allotment. I'd probably just seize up and stop. Right, yeah, just sprinkle it around each of the plants liberally, and then work it in a little bit with the fork, and then give it a really good water, and you feed them, they'll feed you. Oh, one more for this one down here. As I say, got back in there. just lightly fork over them and then give them a good watering in. Now this is the first feed of the season for these sweet corn, so I'm expecting them to go really well. I don't think they'll touch the ceiling, but they'll certainly fill the place out. Right, let me get some water. A little sprinkle on the top, just to get it into the soil. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, as they say. Everything is looking really healthy in this greenhouse. The tomatoes are looking great. The companion planting, the basil and the marigolds. They're not flowering yet out, the marigolds, but you can just see them shooting up there. As I say, I'm going to be really relieved when I get everything planted out, so I can start concentrating on the weeds and nipping out of the tomatoes and things like that. His cucumber's going well. He's just reaching the top of the table there, and the 4 melons are starting to get a shift on. So this place is going to very quickly become almost jungle-esque. Well, I'm really relieved that I've got that potting on done. It's not one of my favourite tasks, is potting on, particularly when you've got quite a few to do. I get quite bored quite easily, but I'm really glad I've done it. I've just got this aubergine to sort out here, and then this greenhouse is pretty much how it needs to be. Obviously there'll be a bit of movement in there with the tomatoes and the melons. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. I'm actually filming this on Friday because I'm working on Saturday and I fancy a Sunday off. So I'm going to come down on Saturday after I've finished the job, and I'm going to water Saturday tea time, and then I'm going to have the whole day, which apparently is supposed to be the better day of the weekend, at home, in the garden, in the hot tub, in the bar, having a few pints and just relaxing. It does you good to just sit back sometimes and recharge the batteries. I did make a big error on the video last weekend. I said that we're going to show you some of the pictures from the job that we'd been doing, and I totally forgot when I was editing it. So I'll do that at the end of this video. Gladly, the clients are very happy with it, and if the clients are happy, we're happy. Right guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for all your questions. If you are watching and you've not subscribed, it would be brilliant if you could subscribe and drop me a like. It all helps the channel, helps to spread the word, and hopefully we can get more people on board on the journey. So from me, until midweek, take care, have a great weekend, and happy growing.